Greetings and welcome to another episode of the 1/6 Scale Man proudly presents, you know what it is, Comic Book Talk with Friends. I am your host for another incredible episode. We do this each and every Monday. So thanks for having you and thanks for being here. For those of you who are tuning in at this very moment. It's going to be a decent show. I'm under weather right now. Wasn't going to do it tonight, but at the same time, it's like I said, we're committed to this, basically bringing the news, talking about everything that deals with the comic universe. So this is why I wanted to basically be here. So I'm so glad to have all you guys and those who are tuning in with us. Thank you for being here. A lot to talk about, of course. Can't do it without my bro. I think Jason's basically watching the Eagles game, but I do have Vinny in here with me, man. V, what's going on with you, bro? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. Happy to be here. Lots to discuss. I had to pull myself away from Spider-Man 2. That's what I've been going in on lately.
Playing that?
Yeah, it was on and off a little bit last week because I was so busy with everything, and then and then this weekend I was busy too. And then like how you get done everything you're supposed to do like on a Sunday, and then it's like, all right, cool, now my weekend starts, and it's like it's almost over. So that's what my Sunday was like yesterday, and I was able to finally jump on and play some more. It's incredible. It's such a dope story. I'm only like excuse me, like 40% into it, but I'm just having so much fun. But I'm the type of player that like I'm so easily distracted. Like I'm constantly doing every side alert mission, every bank robbery or getaway car. Like I'm chasing all of them down because I just love to to explore and do the little side stuff. So it probably taking me longer than most people to get through the game because I heard it's not a very long game, but for me I'm just soaking it in. It's
when
so
you're
much
doing
fun.
like all the side missions,
I do all the side
like
stuff, man. I'm so easily
Yeah.
distracted. I don't want it to be over with. I feel like I could fly through and beat it quick, but I want to have fun with it because I get so busy that there's very few games that I really like get obsessed with and dive in and finish. And so when I do, when I do have a game that grabs me, I let it, simmer.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta kind of like, with certain games, you just take it, especially with Spider-Man, bro. Like I started it, but I haven't, really got into it because I said I got sick last week. I've been busy, pretty much throughout the weekend. And so what I wanted to do is like, what I said early Thursday morning, Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up and early enough just to start playing it. That's going to be like my rest period. Thanksgiving Day, get up, start playing it and diving in a bit more.
Absolutely.
And just utilize my time that way because it's bro, when it's you and a house full of kids, it's like you really can't do but so
it's
much.
Hard. Yeah.
It is.
And I don't like, I get, what it is? It's like, I'm not as good at gaming as I used to be. I'm gonna be just completely 100 with you. I used to game all the time, so my skills are better. And nowadays I'm older, and if I'm like in a part where I'm dying and then it's kids are loud or whatever, I'm gonna blame them. It ain't my fault. I'm gonna blame the house being loud. I'm gonna blame everything but my own self. So I like
you can't focus in on it, bro. It's like you gotta have that. You gotta have like that. Just focus in. So if people just start talking around you, and or if you're not as adept in the game, everybody else, even if your girl's talking to you, why you keep talking to me? You know what I mean? Like this is how it is, bro.
So I like that too. Like where I don't have work the next day. I could stay up late. House is quiet. I could just focus because when I was younger, it didn't matter. I could have everything house loud. My sisters, when I was a kid, that's how the house was. So it was, and I was better at games. I used to play them all the time, and now I need to. Now I'm just not as into it as I was. But this game is incredible, bro. And I'm heavy into it. So I'm just having so much fun
I
with
think that's what it is with me, bro. Like, cause life, it takes over as much as
Yeah.
you don't, especially, for me, with everything that I have going on, even within, on the social media platform, with kind of getting all this stuff together and making sure each week, there's content, doing each show each and every week.
Yep.
And then aside from that, just like weekend work, and stuff like that. Like I always have like the premonition. I always have like the intentions to play,
Right.
but it's just like I never can get to that space because it's always something. Unless
I'm also I don't like
literally
playing for
dedicated.
like half an hour. Like, so if I only have half an hour, I don't want to dive into a game where I know I'm going to be mad. I have to stop like by the time I get into a groove. So part of the reason why I'll hold off playing or getting more done in the game is because if I don't have a few hours that are clear and open, I don't even want to start. It's like, what's the point? Because I'm gonna just get into it and then be mad I have to stop. So there's a lot of reasons, a lot of excuses, but man, I mean, the age old, everyone our age knows it. When we was younger, we didn't have the resources and money for games, and now we older, we can afford the games. We don't got the time. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah,
crazy.
bro. It's you got the resources, you got the funding. There's no excuses. But when you were young, you had more time.
Had the time.
Now you can't do it. This is our Vinny. This is Vinny, y'all. This is our Vinny B.
Yep. That is that. You just walk away. You don't want to be in the same room. Just walk away. Just walk away. Don't be in the line of fire. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm losing.
Bro.
Get out my way. That is me. I don't like losing. So, my patience is a lot thinner than when I was younger. When you're younger, it didn't matter. But now it's just like, man, I gave up, 2 hours and I can't beat this boss. I could have been doing anything else. I could have been like doing something productive. I could have been mowing the lawn, and here I gave up.
But you know what? That's how it was. That's how I felt. In all honesty, bro, that's how I felt when I played, playing Miles, and when I basically had to fight his uncle. I was so pissed, bro, because you had so many things that you had to do against him, bro, and he kept making it harder and harder. It took me like several tries just to get past that board. It was just like one day where I just sat down. I was like, I'm just gonna do it.
I gotta walk away.
Yeah, you got to walk away. If you can't do it right then, if you don't walk away from it, bro, you'll get so trapped in it. And it's like, nah.
You know what makes me the maddest, bro? What makes me the maddest is I'll be playing for like a half hour, 45 minutes and fucking everybody up and just like killing it. My girl come home and she'll be like, oh, you're playing. I like watching you play. I'm going to sit here and watch you play. And then I'll die. And I'll be like, and now I look like I don't know what I'm doing. I look like I suck. Like I fucking suck at video games. And I'm like, man, babe, I was just whooping everybody's ass. And now I look like I don't, it's my first, like Fisher Price, my first Spider-Man game. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
I was like, honestly, bitch. She's like, it's okay. Now I feel like, like, she's the the church mom. It's okay, baby. You know, you got it. You'll be all right, baby. Just keep singing.
That's how it be, bro. Like you like you can't. Like I think it's the added pressure that you don't want to mess up at that point, bro. Like, and it's like you're so focused in when it's just you because you're, somebody else is drilling down your back. It's like you don't want to make the wrong move.
Yeah.
It seems so
I feel like a teenager. I feel like a teenager learned how to drive and everybody's watching me parallel park. It's like I was fine if nobody was watching me.
Man, if you ain't watching me, I'm good. But the minute you start watching me, I'm like, yo, see that? You know what I mean? If you just stayed in your own lane and left me alone and just looked at me the entire time, I'd have probably knowing damn well I wasn't that good at that point. So
they be cheating, babe. It's a glitch.
They be cheating.
Glitch.
That's it. It's
a glitch. I gotta call tech support, babe. They be cheating.
Yeah, bro. It's always that situation, man. But again, I mean, that's the gamer's life, though, right?
No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, like that's always the gamer's life. You're good one day, the next day you're just not, and it's that added pressure when you got a whole crowd of people watching. Yeah, I mean, like it's how it is, bro.
Yeah, man. But it's so much fun though. It's worth the frustration, and that's to me, this point in my life, that's a that says it all. If I stick to a game that's tough and that it gives me a problem, it must be really good because this game is amazing. Because
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of free time, so if it wasn't good, I would just be like, all right, y'all got that. I'll play something else.
Yeah. Look, bro. Leave it to Johnny, bro. Leave it to Johnny, bro. That's just Johnny. Who else we got in here? We got Louis Labitz in here.
The pause cap,
the pause captain, bro. That's he's never gonna let go pause, bro. That's waiting to play Spider-Man 2. Just took 23 days straight to play. Yep. Played to 100% in platinum, both Spider-Man remastered and Miles headphones and distraction free. Little by little after work. Yeah, that's definitely, bro.
That's how I gotta do it. Gotta chip away at it.
You gotta definitely chip away with it. Also, games were complete and cost $40 to $50 with no nickel and dime DLC.
That's something else I like about Spidey 2. Like, nobody's asking me for any transactions. Like, I'm locking the suits by playing the game. I'm not like no one's saying here's pay us $10, $15, and you can get all the different Spider-Man suits. You get it by actually just putting in work.
Putting in work and playing. We got Amber May in here with us this evening. How you doing, Amber? We got Blazing Asian. We got Mauler 2745 is in here with us as well. Chuck G is in here. We got McCoy Culture. How's it going? How you doing, man? As always, thank you for being here. We got 1-6 for Jesus in the building. Thank you for being here, my brother. So glad to see you, my man. We got the Forces in the building. Who else we got? A couple people that actually coming through here, man. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. Pause
Patrol. That's Johnny. Pause Patrol.
Pause Patrol. That's definitely who he is, man. Always.
Glad to have you here, Johnny.
Yeah, so good to see him here, man. Trying to get him on the platform, to switch the platform to like live now, you know what I mean? So I had to get him over here when I'm free. I'm not working. Definitely. My man Ren's Talent Tino, thank you for being here, brother. He sent me an email. I forgot to respond, man. I was sick as hell this morning. I've been sick all weekend, so I ain't really been responding to anybody. I had to get in and message because I think he wants to send me that print. So I got to hook up with him. Thank you for being here, brother. As always, man. So yeah, man, we got some things to talk about today. And definitely we're going to talk about, Fantastic Four news, what we think about it. A lot more other individuals that have been added to the fray from what we're hearing. One which we talked about before, but not what we thought. So I'm like, man, where are we going to go from here? We're going to also talk about, well, briefly, because Benny, you didn't see the Madam Web trailer, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Oh, you watched it?
Yep.
It's just one that's not high up on your list. That's why you watched it, right?
Yeah, that's the perfect example of a trailer I'll watch that's in the realm of comic book stuff. If it's something that is like a Sony film or something like that, where I'm not really inherently down, where you gotta sell me. That's one I'll watch. I watched like a lot of the other Sony and Fox trailers just to see like, all right, well, what are they doing now? Like Craven I watched, like, Madam Web I watched. So yeah, we can get into that. I've seen that one, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna also talk about my man Joey Mads, the Magnificent. Pretty much he's a decent artist that's out there. He's actually done some collabs with a lot of people that we know. But he's definitely a phenomenal artist, new wave artist in a sense when it comes to his colors, but it's definitely decent. Worth talking, about and, kind of going through. We're going to also talk about, again, the update that we're getting with, Superman Legacy as well. Quite a few things that are actually coming up about that, man. Like, and that's why I wanted to see it. That's why I was hoping Jason was going to be here, man, because, definitely like we saw some pictures of the lead and how he looks right now. And it looks like he got buffed. He's getting diesel for it. So again, he's it's one thing to look the part. It's just whether or not you can pull it off. So again, I have no doubt in my mind that James Gunn, can do it and can't deliver. It's just that, again, it's just a wait and see because, again, he's taking on a whole new platform with DC. So we're going to definitely talk about that. let me see, what else are we going to actually talk about? Yeah, we got a couple of things on the plate that we're going to discuss. But word first, we're going to get into Joey Mads, man. We're going to talk about him. One of like my one of my favorite artists, and the reason why is because he was part of one of my favorite comics. For those who don't really know, Joey Mads was also partly responsible for actually, a lot of his work went into Age of Apocalypse.
Yep.
So it definitely, if you don't know his work from there, it's a lot of stuff that he's actually done. He's like a phenomenal artist, an incredible artist when it comes to his work. Oh, my guy is here. He is here in the building. That is my bro, my man, 50 grand. He is pulling double duty. My man Jay is in the building. What is going on with you, bro? I know you watching the game.
Bro, I'm nervous as hell. Like, oh my God, let me get off tonight, y'all.
Nah, bro. We kind of figured you wouldn't come in, but you know what I mean? Like, hey, we understand, bro.
This game is crazy. What up, y'all?
It's good. What's
good? Spider-Man game, 100%, everything done.
Yeah, bro, definitely, man, definitely. But we've been talking, like, we just started talking about this guy, my man, Joey. I call him Joey Mads, Joey Madeira. Yeah. But we call him just mainly more so Joey Mads.
Because everybody calls him Joey Mads, so they don't have to pronounce his last name.
Yeah, because his last name is just rough. Yeah, it's rough Mads. To kind of, you know what I mean? But we call him Joey Mads, but he's definitely a phenomenal artist. Mm-hmm. And brought, like, again, one of my favorite comic runs when it comes to like Age of Apocalypse. Like, his work is impeccable. As you see right here. Yeah, he's such a great artist, man. He's definitely a good artist. You know what I mean? His work, speaks for itself. A lot of what he's done with, like, even like Superman, Wonder Woman, and like of his Batman run as well. Really, really a decent artist, and I say basically he's consistent with his work and what he does and how he does it, and the projects that he actually picks up. But definitely impressive, to say the least, not to say the least when it comes to it. Like, he's, really, really phenomenal, and definitely appreciating, for a lot of his art. What do you think about it, Vinny?
Yeah, Joey's like, he came into the game and brought, like, a very super stylized art style at a time where there weren't very many people doing kind of cartoony take on, and especially any of the main titles. Like Blazin said, he brought like a anime centric feel, mixed in with his work, and I really liked
even
the stylized
too,
like he really brought this like a stylized approach. Like, he opened the door for like your Ed McGuinness types, to come in and do that type of added cartoony with realism, and of course, like, he did some other books. Like, I think he did a couple issues on Excalibur, a few issues of Deadpool, but then he basically like busted on the scene with Uncanny X-Men, and it was just really, really, really like a different, vibrant, dynamic take on those characters, and it was super refreshing and really fun. That's always what his style is to me.
That's what it is. Fun, bro. Like, really, really fun.
You felt like you were reading a video game. Like, he had just this awesome, like, Street Fighter type style to his comics, and it just felt like like, especially on a title like Uncanny X-Men, which those books over different periods of time was obviously like very known for being a more like mature book, very verbose, very dialogue heavy, lots of words, lots of novelesque approach to them, and he made them a little bit more easily digestible, not to say that he dumbed it down, but he made it a little bit more accessible to a broader, a little bit less cerebral, a little bit more fun, a little bit more little bit less Citizen Kane, a little bit more, Jurassic Park, more fun, more popcorn effect for hit those books. And I think and it worked. I mean, those books were super successful. And then by that same comparison, that was part of why he left too. The book, they wanted to go back to a more darker, mature themes, and he wanted to keep it fun, and they just kind of like creative difference, and kind of had that clash. And then of course, like you mentioned, he worked on the Age of Apocalypse story, which was another huge story at the time. That was that was when that's that era of in the 90s, X-Men just like they couldn't do wrong. They couldn't miss. Everything they threw up went in. Everything they threw up went in, man. It was just fired, like everything. It was just so much fun. Like even if something didn't hit, the art was on point, the writing was on point, or the story was on point. Like everything they did worked at some level. So it was just such a great time to be an X-Men fan, and his work was just so cool. And then he did Battle Chasers. And I felt like that was one of the most, that was so important to me because that was somebody whose art style, I felt like reminded me of like freedom a little bit. Like he had kind of like a cartoony fun style that was different, and he went and did his own thing. It was like his own comic. It showed that you didn't have to be part of that Image crew in order to go get your book out there on your own. But he had a lot of deadline issues. Like it took him years and years and years just to do like 8 or 9 issues, I think, before it wound up getting scrapped. But those books were super fun, and it was like super like twist on superhero type, crossed over with fantasy. So that I love that. And then
even the Battle Chaser cards that were released.
It was all very cool. And then he kind of decided on some really wild shit. He was just like, I don't want to do comic books anymore. I'm gonna go start a video game company. And then just kind of like walked off into the sunset and decided to switch gears entirely. Like, I'm done with the industry. I don't want to do this shit no more. Me and my boys are gonna go make some video games. And then nothing really kind of came from that. Like, I'm not sure. I think there was supposed to be a Battle Chasers game. There were some other indie games that he was working on. They might have came out on, PC or something. I don't know, but I never knew that the production company that was making video games for it that it was successful. I don't think. And then eventually he came back and he did some. He came back? I think he did Ultimates. A few issues of Ultimates, and I think he did some Avenging Spider-Man. And then he does stuff here and there, nowadays. But he had a hell of a run and when he was young too. I mean, like he started at Marvel as an intern at like 16, 17 years old, I believe. And then, so he got his foot in the door really early and just, I had an early spark in his career. So he had an amazing, early burst with his Uncanny X-Men stuff. And, without really much of a resume, I mean, it's not a huge body of work from him. He made an enormous impact.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like when you're as an artist, able to step away and do something. It was like, Jordan in his day, you step away, you do something completely different, but you always come back to a run. It's something that you're used to. You never really miss a step. He's just that good as far as, but when you talk about like, just his video game stint, it's sort of like he was telling us in a sense that's what he was going to do because of how again, a lot of high impact artwork when it comes to like, his art. Like even when I look at something like this, it looks like a video game to me. It looks like, you know what I mean? That's just the way he draws and accentuates his characters. It's sort of like an animated type of feel for it.
Street Fighter meets
you know what I mean?
Marvel.
Yeah, bro. Like more of like a Street Fighter or Capcom type of situation. Yeah, bro. So
it should always reminded me of Street Fighter because Street Fighter always went hard at the anime art.
Yep. Yeah, definitely, bro.
The big upper body, smaller legs, the big upper torso. Yeah. Street Fighter style.
Yeah, definitely. Which again, bro, like I mean, he's everybody who is actually, if you were ever into like Age of Apocalypse, Uncanny X-Men, if the New 52, because he did work with the New 52 as well. Even like he did a couple of books. He did like a couple of Lantern books. I think he actually even did a run. What did he do? He even did a Howard the Duck run shortly. It was like a 4-issue run, and that was it.
The hell?
Yeah, it was a 4-issue run, but that was it. But it was more an animated style for him, and I think that's what he's more into in a sense. But his work is still dope. Like it is still, you know what it is. So a lot of people out there, like, you know, you'd be surprised at how much of his artwork you have floating around in your repertoire. But like, he's definitely an amazing artist, man. Yeah, definitely a good dude. When did he do Batman? He did Batman with the New 52, bro. It was basically like, because you know you had the main line, but then he actually did a couple of like short runs that tied into it. So yeah, man, he's definitely a talent, man. He's definitely a talented dude. But yeah,
Philly, too. I know he's from Philly.
Yeah. Philly dude all day, every day.
That's what's up.
That's what it is, man. So yeah, man. Shout out to my guy, Joe, as always. Not to be confused with Joe Sammarco, but this is my man Joe. Definitely. If he wore some glasses, though, I bet you he looked like Joe Sammarco.
Yeah, you know,
he was.
He's on the spectrum. On that spectrum.
On that Joe Sammarco. Yeah, you know what? Since you said that, you saying that, Vinny. Yeah, he is on that Joe Sammarco spectrum, bro. If you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he is on that Joe Sammarco spectrum, bro. That's just basically what it is. But man, shout out to my man Joe, all day, every day. Moving on, we're going to actually talk about this though, because I want to do it while you know, Jason is actually here.
Yeah, because if they start coming back, Jay's gone.
You know what I mean? So I want to talk about it while he's actually here.
Only down by 3. So I'm trying to be good and watch and pay attention, bro.
Yeah. So I want to get your take on this, because we're going to talk about a few different things here. But I want to get your take first on this, Jay, and that is the news that we got that Nicholas Hoult has officially signed on to play Lex Luthor in the new Superman Legacy. What do you think about that, bro?
I love that. I think he's a great actor. I think he'll be a perfect fit. If they're gonna do a good story, they have a good Lex. I think he'll be a perfect fit for Lex. I liked him in the Young X-Men run that they had. I think he did great as Hank.
Yeah,
so I think he'll be, you know, with the baldy and everything, he can look menacing and be super intelligent and challenge Superman on every whim. So I'm glad that he signed on to this one.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a perfect fit. Perfect casting for it. I mean, I'm going into this movie with like low expectations and see what happens. You know, I saw the boy working out. So we'll see.
Yeah, he got a little diesel there, bro.
I saw the boy working out, so
he did get a little diesel there. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I saw him working out, so I said, okay, so we'll see.
We'll see how he pulls it off.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on.
Because he did, you know, he did look good. You know, he did look a little bit. But the thing is, bro, it's crazy because he's still he looks like a young Cavill, bro. He does.
Who the dude?
David
that's why I don't understand. Like, don't get me on that, bro, because that just giving me a headache. And I'm trying to enjoy y'all and football, and I can't take no headaches right now, bro. I can't focus on James Gunn because it makes no sense at all to like get rid of Cavill when you hire his younger brother. Like, okay, whatever. But
yeah, bro.
But
he looks.
We'll see, bro. I'm trying to go in it and be positive about it because, you know, I love Superman, so we'll see what happens, bro.
Yeah, I think again, bro. I think he's.
What the fuck?
Which
freak?
No,
oh, my bad.
You good, bro. You good. You know what I mean? Because it was crazy, bro. When I saw this pick, actually, at first, I thought it was Cavill. I didn't think
it was Cavill too. I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first saw it today, right? It dropped today.
Yeah.
I saw it today.
Yeah.
So with him and there working out and stuff like that, like I have faith that you know, maybe it can be something special. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah. Vinny, what you think about the Nicholas home news?
I think I mean, my first reaction is that he looked a little young to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I know Lex's age has always been ambiguous, and we've had younger and older Lexes do great jobs. But I've always
Yeah.
felt like Lex should be a little bit older than Superman to kind of
Yeah.
like portray that I'm smarter than you. Even you
Right.
know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
just to have that contrast of ages
Yeah.
to help drive
Yeah.
home that here's
Yeah.
someone who's going to be able to outsmart you, because obviously he's not going to
That's the
overpower
only,
you.
but see, that's the only thing I question Zack Snyder on. Like, why would you cast this guy as Lex Luthor back in the day? Like, yo, this guy is a twit. Like, he's a
Mm-hmm.
young punk. Like, why would you cast him against Cavill? It makes no sense. This
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
guy here, I think, is
Uh,
perfect. He's a perfect fit.
he's obviously a far better choice
Right.
than Jesse Eisenberg.
Right.
And
Oh
that's nothing
yeah.
against Jesse,
Yeah.
but
Right.
what he was more the Riddler than
Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
And Lex Luthor,
But
right.
yeah, like I'm not super familiar with his work. I think I'm sure I've seen him in a few things. I think he was in a couple of things that I've seen but don't remember very well. So I don't really know his body of work. So I can't really speak much to his to his acting acumen. But
Who? Nicholas?
yeah, Nicholas. I
Well,
don't know
he
what.
was in, bro. Well, of course we know he played Beast. In the
Yeah, he
X
played
Men,
Beast. Yeah, then
Yeah,
he was
in the
Beast. He was
in the
in
newer
the
ones, right?
yeah, he was in that. Like he's
See,
in.
all the newer X-Men movies I watched like once and tried to forget them as best I could. So
Yeah.
he
so it
did a
didn't
good
stick with me.
job as he did a good job as Beast though. I'm not gonna
Okay,
Yeah,
lie.
yeah,
he
Like,
because
did a good job
I
as
just
Hank.
wasn't a
yeah,
big fan of those movies,
yeah,
so I knew he looked
yeah.
familiar. I was like, I know him from a few
Yeah,
things, and X-Men, and I think there was a couple other things that when I was looking at his
Fury
filmography, I was
Road.
like,
He was in Fury
yeah,
Road as well.
I know. And Fury Road is one of my favorite movies, but I don't really remember him in it. So he was somebody in it. Probably was he one of the boys? Probably.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of the
yeah,
he's
Yeah, one of the
the
Chrome
thing about
Boys.
Nicholas is he has range. He has a
Yeah.
lot of range.
yeah,
He's a great actor, bro. He
Yeah.
definitely is. So
yeah,
I mean him as Lex Luthor, I'm like, okay.
I'm comfortable with that.
I'm
Yeah,
good
I
with
mean,
that decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopefully he acts his ass off and gives that presence of being older, because Michael Rosenbaum was relatively young too, and to me that's the definitive Lex. So as long as you carry yourself with
Hold
like
on.
regal seriousness, and just impose that intelligence, like appeal, like that's what you got over Superman, then cool. But obviously the silly route was not the way to go with
There you go,
Snyder's
Jay.
version.
There you go, Jay.
This wasn't it. Who, I don't even know who is that. Is that the
That's the guy. That's David
That's it?
Farnsworth. He's the
Come
guy
on,
that's
no,
basically
he's
playing.
like a baby next to that picture.
Is
dog.
that that
Yeah.
him? Is that him currently, or is that what he was like when he got cast?
I don't know. I definitely don't think
That
that's
better
him
be a
currently,
old-
because he's
that better
much
be a old
bigger.
picture, 'cause
He's
in that
definitely much
picture
bigger.
they
Yeah.
filmed earlier, he was bigger.
Yeah, he's much bigger than this right now.
Yeah.
So they are showing that he is, he has like even this one. I think if you open, let me open this one right here from the, just from him standing, and like I think this is like him doing like some principal photography about something. You see him standing there. That's him there.
Okay.
So he is a bit bigger.
Good.
You can definitely tell he's a bit bigger, but even from behind, if you look at the hair and the beard, it looks like Cavill in the back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it just looks like Cavill. So
This is James Gunn science. I guess I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
I'll fire you, but then I'll hire somebody who looks just like you.
Yeah,
He'll take over.
There's something happened between the two of them. Had
Had
to.
to be. Had to be.
yeah. I think that was mainly the problem that a lot of people were saying that different directors were having with Cavill, was the simple fact that he's such a geek.
A diehard fan. Of
He's a
Superman.
diehard fan, and so many, like he was a diehard fan of Superman, but he's also a diehard fan of The Witcher as well.
Right.
And so a
Yeah.
lot of people were like, he was, in a sense, putting a lot of I guess basically like, you can't have an actor challenging the director or challenging the writers or whatever, and
I
their
hate that.
direction of where they take the character. And the thing is, it's two ways. It's the passion of an actor, and you want that out of your actor when he's so passionate about it. But from a directorial standpoint, it's like, okay, where as a person do you think you know how to draw that line to whereas it doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so, we have no idea what he was like on set, because he could have been like, you know, it could have been one of those.
It could have been different.
It could have been one of those. We hear you, but we're gonna go this way, and he just wouldn't let up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you say, man, I would, you know, Superman should be doing this, and you're like, yeah, but we're gonna do this, and he can't let it go, then that's tough. You know what I mean?
That's what we talk about all the time. It's like they have the source material, and then they want to go a different way. It's like, it's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot, bro.
It does. It does. Tough. I think though, but again, like I said, from what I'm seeing so far, you know, it does look promising, but I just, you know, I don't want to speak until we.
My worry is it's fucking crowded, bro. There are so many characters in this damn film. I mean,
who was the girl playing? Who's the girl playing?
What was her name? What was it? Hardwire or something like that?
The girl she's playing. So they got the new. Let me see here. She's playing a character from the Authority.
Yeah.
I don't know the Authority like that. So.
Yeah,
I've only read a couple. I think I read like the first few issues, but like 20 years ago.
Right.
It was forever ago, so I don't really remember them all like that. But there's like I don't know, like 9-10 different super super people in this book between heroes and villains. Mm-hmm. It's a lot. I mean, we'll see. Some of them could be just cameos where it's not a big role, so it's not a big deal. But there's a lot to be excited about, and there's a lot to be trepidatious about.
I just wish, like, I hope at some point we get Brainiac. Like, we wait for Brainiac.
He's supposed to be the villain. That's who she's playing. Yeah, Maria Gabriella DeFario. She's basically playing the engineer. The engineer was
there you go.
Yeah, okay. So a character who was basically like techno-organic. Like she was more made out of, you know, so I mean, all in all, bro, like I said, I mean, it's just he has a vision. So basically seeing his vision again, you know, we just have to see at that point how it's going to play out. So, you know.
Yeah.
We have to kind of just wait and see how it plays out. So I don't know. We'll see. But again, because like I said, I wanted to see how this was with how Jason, how you were going to respond on it, how you felt about it, bro.
Yeah, like I said, I'm just here. I'm with this. I'm glad that I like the Lex casting. That's the best part that I've seen from the movie so far. I mean, Henry Cavill's little brother. Hopefully, he can do a good job. But. I'm just gonna be open-minded and see where it goes, bro. Like, I'm not going in like, oh yes,
yeah.
They could have him be a total twit. Who knows? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Lex we know is what we want. You know, so we have to see what we're going to get from it. You know.
True.
As far as what they do with the character, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is true.
For nothing. So it's just, I don't know. I want to see what happens. So I'm excited about the
this.
This
is true.
I saw him like, oh yeah, he could definitely do it.
Hell yeah, man. But this is true, definitely. Moving on though, let's move on to the next one because this is going to be interesting. Vinny, I'm gonna start with you because we didn't get a chance to talk about this because this news came after we did Comic Book Talk with Friends last Monday. And we got the news that they were looking at Pedro Pascal.
Which isn't official yet.
They're looking. It's not official, but they're looking at him as Pedro, as Mr. Fantastic. So my question was last week when I found this out, because we found this out. I found it out the day of Say What. We were going to do Say What Wednesday. And here's the thing: is like I'm not going to pass too much judgment on it because I'm like, it is like a wait and see type of situation.
Yeah, no doubt.
And how they do it and if it's going to be worth it, you know what I mean, at this point. But I know he's a good actor. That's the one thing you can't take away from Pedro Pascal is that he has range. He's an excellent actor. But I guess it's one of those situations now of how he translates into this role. But my biggest question last week is, do you feel as though this was a slight sign of desperation in a sense? Did it feel like a slight sign of desperation?
Yeah.
For this character? I'll go with you first, Jay. What you think? You said
like,
yes?
I think because of what's going on with the Marvels, it's like they're trying to put like the biggest actors in these roles. You're trying to bring back Robert Downey Jr. You're trying to bring back Chris Evans and all these other people, bro. Like, I think right now they're trying to see, they're throwing it out there to see what the public might want. You know what I'm saying? As far as casting, like who leaked this? Why is this stuff coming out? I think Benny was talking about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, bro, why they keep leaking shit on purpose? You know what I'm saying? To see what the fans react to. Just surprise us with the casting when the movie comes. You know what I'm saying? That's BS. You know what I'm saying? I like Pedro Pat. I think he's a great actor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Mr. Fantastic don't fit him, to me. My opinion, it just don't fit him. I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I don't think it fits him at all. I think he's a great actor, but not for this role.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jay's about to get excited right now.
Yep, I think we're about to score.
Yeah, he's about to get excited. I was just watching it just now. I was like, but here's my thing. To answer your question, I wanted to answer this question, BT616. No, Nova. You got to think about, it's not Silver Surfer. She's another herald of Galactus. So they're not going directly with Silver Surfer. They're going with the other herald. So no, it's not going to be Silver Surfer. So don't worry about that aspect of it.
I don't know.
Well, it's not confirmed, but it is somewhat confirmed that's the route that they're going to take. You know what I mean?
Like, why not have Silver Surfer? Like,
they are, but they're doing it different. And speaking of Galactus, the other somewhat news that we got, and this is what I have to ask you about, Vinny, is they're thinking about getting the voice of Javier Bardem.
Oh my God, I heard that. So that's true. That's
true. Well, yeah. So now here's the thing. They're thinking about it. Now this is a rumor. None of which I'm telling you right now is confirmed, but it is that they're thinking about Javier Bardem as that. Now, mind you, we have been talking about the simple fact that we could see Javier as Dr. Doom.
I wanted him for Doom for years.
Yeah, but
he would be a great Doom. I can't see Galactus is good too, but him as Doom would be freaking perfect too, bro.
Yeah, but see, it's crazy because they're saying him for Galactus, but Mads Mikkelsen as Dr. Doom.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You don't think Mikkelsen? Well, you know what?
I feel like they're gonna
Doctor Strange.
What? Yeah, he was in Doctor Strange. Yeah, but yeah. All right, so it's a lot of Fantastic Four news. Fantastic Four that's my baby. I wanted Fantastic Four.
They gotta do it right, bro.
Since day one, man. That's been my get. So I've been patiently waiting. Like, they got Spider-Man, I was like, cool. But what about Fantastic Four? So I've been dying to see Fantastic Four done right for ages. And the frustrating part of all the Fantastic Four attempts is after the first one, their kind of MO was to try to, like, let's put a twist on this. Let's make it, modern, and let's, do fun things. Let's put our take on this. Let's do the ultimate version. Let's do this version. It was a lot of backlash for many different reasons when they did the what was his name? Josh Trank one. I forget his name. The one in 2015, and they did Michael B. Jordan as Human Torch, and had like, just be adopted. Had like it was a like interracial, like twist on it to try to like get more modern times. And I don't know. I feel like that might be the Marvel route here, which I hope if it is, it's not like that's the point, not a byproduct. Like, I don't want them to cast Pedro because I feel like, we got to get, we got to make this a college, handbook cover and get as many people as we can to come see this. Just do a good Fantastic Four film and don't worry about that other shit. If it works out that way, cool. If they're the right people, if they're the most talented people for the parts, cool. But this Pedro casting, if that's true, if he is cast, it does feel like he's super hot right now. He's
Yep. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't want them going for names, especially not for a franchise as we're hoping is going to be around for a long time. Pedro's already kind of, he's kind of old for the role. Like he has little grays on his temples, but
Right.
he's not supposed to be in his 50s and in the typical, in a grand scheme of things, obviously they've been around for 60, 70 years, but no version of Mr. Fantastic has really been like middle-aged. So so I don't know that he's really the right. I mean, his last role was somebody who was too old to really kind of protect a girl. My main thing with Pedro though is this motherfucker's too cool. Like Reed's supposed to be a nerd. He's supposed to be he's supposed to be, when you just hear him talk, you like almost fall asleep because this is the smartest person you've ever heard talk.
Exactly.
That was one of the reasons why I liked the Krasinski casting, because on Office he wasn't the cool guy. He was the nerd in the Office who just was funny, who had to be funny because he wasn't a jock. He wasn't cool. He had to get his girl over like 7 years of jokes and pranks to try to win her over when homeboy who she was with was just had to show up because he was cool. That's not Mr. Fantastic. Reed is a nerd. So I don't know if he's exactly the right fit. There's been a lot of names thrown around that I feel like might have been a better fit. I'm still a little butthurt that it's not going to be Krasinski. I felt like he'd have been amazing to shit. I mean, he looks the part. I feel like if he was given more time and a better story. But there's no point getting too worried about it one way or the other because it's just talks. We've got to this point with so many other actors where, we got this far with Adam Driver. Like Adam Driver's name was thrown out and everybody had their whole think pieces and then it fell through. So for all we know, Pedro will too. So I'm not going to get too, put too much thought in it into. Yeah, right. He's got to find it. They're going to put Valeria in this movie just to have him protect her because that's like Pedro's role. So I don't know about Pedro. I'm sure he's such a great actor that he'll pull it off, but on paper, that's not exactly like, what would be my first choice for Reed. But I'm sure he'll win me
here's
over.
the thing. The crazy part about it is also they're saying that the lead in the film is going to be Sue Storm.
Yeah. Well, if that is the case, of all the, different, controversial goings on in the past couple weeks over Marvels and everything, Sue Storm, I've always felt like after Storm is, up there with, to me, the three most famous women in Marvel is always, Jean Grey, Storm, and Sue Storm. Like that's the trinity to me for when it comes to Marvel women. And Sue Storm has always been one of my favorite characters in Marvel, period. Female or not. Just she's a beast and her powers are so OP that if they really like dig in and let her be her, she'll be incredible. So and I really love the actors that they got to play her. I don't know her very well, but
Jodie Comer?
I've seen of her, yeah, she's amazing. She's so like she looks the part. Like I'm cool with that. As far as Javier Bardem, like we said, we've talked about him as Doom for a long time. He has the voice, the acting, the range, and everything like that. And I just feel like that's the type of actor who we would have a chance of maybe wearing a mask. I don't know. To me, I feel like that's like the top of the list of requirements for me. Like I don't care. Like even above how good an actor they are, I need somebody who doesn't need to take that mask off every 5 minutes to show their face. It's like read a comic book and read his history, learn why this isn't somebody who takes his mask on. It's melted to his fucking face because he has too much pride and arrogance. Like it's not somebody who's just wearing a mask for show. So if Bardem is Galactus's voice though, that's pretty damn cool. So I don't know who they'll go with Doom. If it's Mikkelsen, all right, cool. But I just hope he'll wear the mask. If Bardem's the voice of Galactus, I feel like that'd be hell of a impressive range. I have seen articles saying that they want to gender swap Silver Surfer. I hope that's not true because there's Nova and other heralds, and Silver Surfer is not a title that's Nornrad. Like you can, there's characters that you could do that with, and it's no big deal, and it's cool with me. But Silver Surfer is not one of them. That's not like a race or something where you have different Silver Surfers. That's fucking Nornrad. Don't fuck with Nornrad.
Yeah, it's already been specified, you know, the route that they're doing, or they're going with that. So, I mean, people, as soon as they hear it, you know, as a female herald, then automatically people, and it's a lot of it comes from people, honestly, and I hate to say this, bro.
People keep leaking bullshit.
No, it wasn't because of that. There was an article with an insider who said that Silver Surfer will be gender swapped. It wasn't like somebody said, "Oh, there's going to be a female herald," and people are just hypothesizing because they don't know comics. This was an insider who was saying expect a female Silver Surfer.
But can we quote? Can that again, bro? Can that insider be credible? Because at the same time, I don't care how many insiders you get from different magazines.
I'm just telling you why people think that. I don't think they're thinking that because someone said all female herald, and they're just assuming.
Still, bro, like if it's anything that's basically coming from like even like now, anything that's based, and I'm in the space that I'm in right now. Anything that's coming from Variety, anything that's coming from these particular, because half them cats. I don't care if they're credible or not, bro. Like half of them still don't know comics. A lot of them don't. They're just going off. They don't. Like a lot of them are basically. It's like it becomes hearsay. If you don't hear this from the director, if you're not hearing this directly from the source yet, I find it hard to believe in anything because again,
most of the comic book knowledge comes from other comic book movies.
Exactly. That's just the way they see it. And how many weeks now have we been hearing motherfuckers from these different these magazine pundits, these social media pundits talking about there's not going to be any more Kang. Kang is done. They're scrapping the idea.
I'm tired of seeing
just today, they basically even dropped some information on why Jonathan Majors can't be replaced. Again, there's so many different and I will believe the shit when I see it. As of right now, bro, it's just all back and forth jargon. That's just the way I see it right now.
There's absolutely no way, like, it's bullshit because like they have the luxury of, the next time he would even be filming is way after the court date. So like, there's no point. They would never even release anything one way or the other because you got the court date coming like literally next week. So and you're not filming for another year. So if you got plenty of time to make that decision, you wouldn't be making that decision now. It's not like
he's in good shape anyway. So
it's not like you're in the middle of production for the Kang Dynasty and it just started principal photography and stuff like that, and they have to make a judgment call right away. They wouldn't be announcing shit yet. So
exactly, bro, and that's what I'm saying. Like you're again. A lot of people are doing this because it's a hot button. It's a hot ticket. It's a topic.
He's not getting replaced.
Yeah, bro. Like, I mean, they're already talking about and the contingency is to still have Kang, even if if Jonathan Majors, say for instance, if he's found guilty and they have to move on and they're going to recast. I believe it because again, they have too rich of a story or of an idea moving into the next phase that would make sense. That's why a lot of this is hearsay. I will believe it when I see it. I'm just hoping, but I'm with you guys. I love Pedro Pascal, but I just don't know yet if I'm settled into him as a Mr. Fantastic yet. No. Because again, if you're looking towards going, unless you're saying, because there's hints, and here's one of the hints that they were actually saying, is that unless they're saying that these individuals have been around for a long time, and if they're not doing an origin story and they're just plucking them from like a universe, if you're not doing an origin story, which they probably won't, because we know that's what Marvel does, they try to stray away from a lot of origin stories. If they're not doing that, then there's a possible way that they can just pluck them from the universe or have them that they've been here for a while, or they've been stuck somewhere. I don't know how they're going to play it out. It's just a wait and see type of situation. But I don't know. I mean, it looks like a lot. I mean,
it's tough because the
yeah.
last time, unlike Spider-Man, where it had been rebooted so many times,
Yeah.
the last time Fantastic Four's origin had been told has been quite a while.
I mean,
and the last time it was told wrong.
Yeah. Exactly. But you know what I'm looking at right now, though, bro? Even if they did do Mads Mikkelsen, right? Then it would make sense for them to actually have Pedro Pascal, because you have two motherfuckers that are old, that are aged, and it looks that way. So it would make sense if they did something like that. You know what I mean? Don't really know. It's just like a wait and see type of situation. But
it's so funny because it's like
they
either cast, like these superhero movies, they either cast children for veteran roles or cast an old heads.
I can't stand it, bro.
You know what I mean? Like he shouldn't be he should be 20 or nothing, but I don't know that
at least for them be
Reed Richards should be 50 either.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Not for I mean, you're gonna need him around for at least 10 years in this franchise. So that's a choice, man. Shit.
Yeah. It is a choice, bro, but I don't know. It's a wait and see type of situation, so we'll definitely see how it goes. I just can't wait until we hear some type of news that they finally got the cast and we can move on to production, bro.
Yeah.
Official. I'm tired of coming in to talk about rumors.
Yeah, bro.
It's so tired. It's like have some balls and like figure out how to run a tighter ship. Like I remember like we didn't always know. I mean, the internet's been around for a while. We didn't always know every single fucking meeting that Disney had.
Yeah. Exactly, bro. That's the truth. We know every damn meeting now, bro.
Right.
Every meeting.
Every phone call, every meeting, every sticky.
We know what they serve at catering now.
We even know we down, bro. Even down to the investors meeting, bro.
Yo, we know who's catering the meetings now.
It's like, I mean, I like.
It's stupid.
Shit, like can't nothing be you can't save nothing. Y'all can't, or at least like y'all can't control the news, control the narrative. Like, hey, we're going to. I mean, they used to have big announcements saved up for cons and like D23 and shit like that. And now it's just like it's a lost in the shuffle tweet. Like, or they don't even announce it. Like they will they'll fucking like it'll be leaked and then somebody would just be like, yeah, that was true, and then they don't even announce it themselves. It's like, oh, somebody else said it, so all right, we'll let them get that. It's like, still, you should say it, you know what I mean? It's just come from you too. Or like Robert Kirkman giving away my man being cast as Sentry. Like, why are we finding out from fucking somebody who's not even involved?
Everybody.
That pissed me off because he had the balls to be like,
what did okay? So let's jump into that real quick, bro.
I got off on a tangent. That pissed me off.
Let's jump into that real quick because what? Because I didn't read it. I don't know what Kirkman said.
I seen the video.
You see the video of him?
Robert Kirkman was on a podcast and he was talking about just different comic book shit, and he was talking about Invincible Suit, and then he said Stephen Young was telling him that, hey, isn't it funny that they had me trying on Sentry suit for a costume fitting today, and I just realized here I am going to be a yellow and blue superhero again. I totally forgot that's the same colors as Invincible. And then Robert Kirkman goes, actually, I don't know. I don't know if I was really supposed to say that, but I don't work for Marvel. What can they do to me? It's like, no, they ain't gonna do shit to you, but your good friend, he's the one that's gonna get punished. Shit, bro. They might scrap him over that shit
because you said something. Yeah. I mean, even though it was speculations back like almost a year ago, for you to confirm that way without even letting them do it or even letting him do it,
like
bro, like
you pissed off. You got him in trouble with Marvel, I'm sure, because I guarantee you, Stephen Young got a phone call like strike one, click.
Right.
Now on the screen all your phone calls now.
Yo. Yo,
I mean,
definitely.
that was foul. And I love Kirkman as a creator. Like Invincible is my favorite shit right now, and I love all his shit. But that was dirty. That was
That was a
foul,
dick
bro.
move.
Right.
But here's
That
the
was
thing,
fucked
though.
up.
But since we're talking about this real quick, here's the thing, though, because a lot of people, bro, and I've seen this. So my question is there, do people know? All right, first off, I'm just going to ask this question. Do people know who Robert Reynolds is? Do they know who do they know who he is?
Only comic book fans know
Only
who he is.
comic book fans know who Robert Reynolds is.
Yeah. So their audience don't know who somebody is unless they make a movie.
Exactly. Right. So Stephen Yeun can be cast as Robert Reynolds. Somebody else can be cast as the Sentry, because you know there is a transformation and it does happen.
Oh, well,
so
true. Yeah.
Right? Yep. So people were up in a bunch about, okay, now he has to gain all this, whatever, this, then the third. But here's the thing, though. What you said is alarming. What you just now said was alarming. Mm-hmm. You said that Kirkman said that he tried on the suit.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yep. They're going to give him some frosted tips. Yep. Send him out there.
Yep.
And send him out there and good luck. They're going to give him the Shazam suit. Watch.
Yep.
Is he even out there getting Diesel, bro?
No.
Hell no. How Diesel could he get? Look at his frame.
No.
Yeah.
He's gonna do the.
I mean, I love him, but that is not somebody whose frame could put on that type of muscle.
Nah. And when they gonna start filming? When they starting to film?
They're
supposed to come out in 25, ain't it?
Nah, I think it's 2026. They moved it. They pushed it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So they gotta gain some weight. Give him time to get some weight.
I don't.
He been walking dead.
I don't know. That's tough.
It's definitely a tough situation and a tough pill to swallow when you think about it, because I don't know.
Here's the thing, and
I don't know, bro.
All right, I'm gonna just say it's been a very, very controversial, few weeks and months and years, and we all have a lot of opinions and a lot of resentment towards a lot of the way people take a lot of these diversity choices in a lot of these films. But there is sometimes where it's like, all right, is it worth the good publicity that you'll get from making a interesting, diverse choice versus going so far left from what people know from the character? Now, is it possible that Stephen Yeun, who's an amazing fucking actor, can pull off a great superhero? Absolutely. But at some point it feels like, all right, is just a blonde, blue-eyed, white superhero ever going to exist again? And nope. is it really that bad if there was someone who was just a plain white dude? And there's going to be people who feel that way innocently and just feel like, hey, this is the comic book character. I kind of want to see that comic book character read on the screen. And there's going to be people who feels like, oh, it shouldn't matter. It don't matter who plays cast him as long as a good actor. And that's real easy to say for a lot of people who don't read comics. But like, there's a lot of us who read comics and just expect to see what we see in the comics up on the screen, because there's plenty of Black characters we want to see up the screen, plenty of women we want to see up the screen, plenty of Asian characters we want to see up on the screen. So if you just say, oh, we're just going to take the ones that we know will sell and then just plug them in diversified roles to try to, gauge, to get that viewer that might not be going to the movies anyway, just so that we can tap ourselves on the back, pat ourselves on the back and say, look, we're progressive. Are you more worried about that than source material?
Yeah.
Sentry is somebody who's really hard to be like, anybody could be Sentry. I mean,
I
don't know, man. That's a tall, blonde, long. I mean, he has a look. It's not an ambiguous. Yeah, Sentry's not an ambiguous character.
That is a very tough thing, because you want, bro. That's just like, honestly, and I'm just going to be completely honest with it. That's just like if somebody came out and said, okay, we're going to make Adam Brashear Italian.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
that
now
to
and at the
me,
same
but
time, a lot of
it's
people are like,
like,
"Man, I'd rather see him as Sunspot," and it's like that's a really fucking random, vague character. Like, isn't there anybody better than Sunspot for this dude who's an
Yeah.
amazing actor? I
Let's,
don't want
bro.
him to
make him
have to be,
Sentry.
but you could maybe uh race swap him a character that's not as definitively
Mhm.
white with blonde
Mhm.
hair, so that way there's not
Yeah.
that much of a polarizing jarring thing, because there's characters who it really their look is kind of like sometimes they're drawn ambiguously. You can make this person so and so without it being such a. To
Yeah.
me, here's the thing: it takes away from however good Century was going to be in the first place. Now it's about that they changed his race. Now you're not. Now
Yeah.
it's like no one's even paying attention to if he does a good job at the role. It's just
Right.
it's just about controversy, so that everybody's talking about that as opposed to, oh shit, they're doing Century, and then
Yeah.
it's like,
Well, what if, like what Lyle was saying, like what if he changes into, or he metamorphs like Shazam into
Yeah.
Sentry? But that's
Yeah.
not. I don't know. I'm just.
I mean, for all I know, they
like
might put him in a
Mark.
blonde wig, and he might, put him in some, do some camera tricks where he looks bigger, looks taller, put him in a padded suit, and
Hold
he
on,
might be dope.
I gotta do this. I gotta do this real quick.
I'm loving it. I'm trying to be calm, bro.
Yo, hey yo.
I'm trying to be calm,
Hey yo,
bro.
Vinny, in a few more minutes, the conversation is going to get really interesting, bro. We're going to see the most energy out of this motherfucker in a minute, bro. Like,
Yeah.
all it takes is a minute.
It's a minute left, dog. It's a minute left.
Think about it. This is definitely the most animated you ever see Jay. Like,
Hey, yo, bro, he always fucking smooth, bro. Like, he always got to be smooth Jay on camera, bro.
You should see me at the games, bro. We didn't go open. It was Thanksgiving, so we didn't go out. But, bro, I would have been there if it wasn't a holiday, dog. Oh, my God.
Bro, you about to see animated. Them birds is about to walk away with this win. But no.
His arms going to be flapping. Like, all right, bye,
hell
Jay.
yeah, bro. I get it.
Game.
But no, it is game, bro. That is game. But no, listen, I mean, and I say this for this particular reason. Like, I don't want people to think that inclusion is definitely important, but inclusion done the right way, where you are giving them space and also bringing attention to characters that already exist out there for these people to play. For actors that go out there and portray, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you don't always have to race swap, because again, bro, I would have loved we know that we got a black Captain America in the books. We got Sam Wilson. We know that that happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was something that actually happened, so we know that was there. You know what I mean? So, but we know that Robert Reynolds is a blue-eyed, blonde-haired white dude who transforms into. So my thing is, it's like, we want inclusion in the right. That again, bro, can you imagine how many people would basically be pissed if the White Wolf became the leader of Wakanda?
Bro, that would
And mind you, when I say the White Wolf, people think I'm playing. It is an actual character. It is a character. If they basically said, instead of recasting T'Challa, we're going to basically make the White Wolf the leader of Wakanda, people would snap the fuck out. If you all of a sudden seen Bucky as the leader, people would snap out. What I'm saying is, look, it's okay. It's definitely okay. But the problem is, again, do it in a space where it's tasteful and you are paying homage to people that are already there. That actors that are already there. Did you have to purposely do this? And here's the thing, bro. The track record is, it's not even now, though. It's not even just because, okay, it's race swapping, but it's also now Marvel is showing their hands, because, okay, let's get who's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get who's hot.
And like, okay, so a character like Glenn was just a regular dude with a baseball cap. It didn't matter if he was Asian. That was like a perfect swap. Like, that didn't matter. It was perfect. Yeah. But you have the one of the most toxic, fucked up things that goes around with these decisions is like the go woke, go broke, and it's so fucked up and it's so wrong. Mm-hmm. But in all toxicity, there's always a sliver of truth, because if you're too if you don't know that, you know, typically comic books are written or supported
Yeah.
or mostly for, you know, teenage to adult males, and
Yeah.
typically the majority of the country is white. It's just the way it is. It's just true.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you take all those iconic characters and you go after demographics that probably might not typically support your product anyways, trying to get them, you are gambling with your
Yeah.
core demographic by alienating them, saying like, oh, it's not okay to be a redhead, because virtually every single redhead in comics has been represented by a black character on screen.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, from Jimmy Olsen to, I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, like you go down the
Yeah.
list, like you look at, you know, whatchamacallit, uh, Flash's girlfriend. What's Flash's girlfriend? Lisa, not Lisa.
Iris.
Iris West.
Iris.
You
Yeah.
know, down like, all right, and then if that's the same. If that's gonna start happening with, you know, your male characters, I mean, it's not fair. It's fucked up. I wish that there was more diversity back when these characters were created, so that way it was already the way it was, and
Yeah.
that's changing in the comics. So like, there's new super. I mean, and it's why it works so well for, you know, Miles and other characters, because they like took a lot of time and energy into making sure like it was a good story too.
Yeah.
But if you're switching a whole bunch of shit just to switch it, check off those boxes, then you start to phase out the people who were buying your product no matter what, to get people who really are just, you know, if kind of, you know, kind of like the product, and
Yeah.
that's a risk. It just is,
Yeah.
because there's going to be people who will be like, I mean, they don't want just, you know, dudes to, or white people to buy their, you know, go to their movies now. They want, you know, they just want, you know, diversified tickets, and they just assume that, you know, your core demographic of readers will go no matter what, and don't care
Mhm.
if they're represented anymore. You
Mhm.
still want to, you don't want to alienate anyone. You want to bring people in without cutting people out.
Yeah.
So
And
it's tough, man. It's like, I don't know. Like, there's some characters. No, Aquaman was like a perfect example of somebody who could do that too, because he was a clown anyways. He was
Mhm.
not a clown. He was clowned anyways,
clowned,
and they wanted
exactly.
to switch that up and bring in the
Yeah.
most macho dude they could find
Yep.
to kind of like switch, you know, to change
With
that
whole demographic.
narrative on him. So he
Mhm.
was the perfect type of person to do a swap with, and go with the, you know, a very risky move to change him up. Aquaman, it made sense.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was a good. That was a smart gamble, and I always felt like that was a smart gamble. But like somebody like Sentry, it's just like, man, just get some, you know, get Jack Reacher dude or somebody just big,
Oh,
you
he
know,
would've been
big. Get some wrestler
perfect.
dude. Like, you
He
don't
would've been
need like
perfect.
this ain't Shakespeare, man. You need a
Yeah.
big wrestler looking
A big
motherfucker with
dude.
long blonde hair
Yep.
to fuck some shit up in a costume. Like he
Yep.
don't have to go out there and, you know, be Citizen Kane, man. This is just,
Yeah.
but you know, we'll see. He might kill it, but that's a very big stretch. Like, this isn't somebody who just is not white. This is somebody who's much smaller than your
Yeah.
character too. This
Than
is
Sentry.
supposed to be Marvel's
Superman.
This is supposed to be Marvel's Superman.
Marvel,
Right.
one of Marvel's
I mean,
Superman, yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people are gonna be mad for anyone questioning the move, like, oh, you're racist. But okay, well, imagine if they cast Stephen Young to be Superman.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
You'd be like, what the fuck, too?
Yeah. Well, they do have a Chinese Superman, but or yeah, he's from China.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chinese Superman. So I mean,
Yeah.
but that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
Dude,
Bro, but see, the thing is, for
Reacher would be
us to
perfect,
even have the
bro.
conversation and say, the crazy part is for us to have this particular conversation and say, well, why can't you? Bro, it's a tough conversation nowadays to have, because you can't basically say that, okay, why would you make him this particular character? Why would you put him in this particular role? It's not to take away from the simple fact that he's an excellent actor, because he is. He's
He's a great
shown
actor.
range.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal as an actor. But
Yeah.
at the same time, does it really make sense? It only makes sense to me again, and it's nothing against him, is even if you say, look, we want him to play Robert Reynolds, okay. But if you're saying that you want him to basically play Robert Reynolds and the Sentry, that's where it becomes a tough pill to swallow.
Even that, bro. Imagine if they had him as Robert Reynolds, but then when he gets his powers, he turns into a big, tall, blue-eyed blonde-haired dude. People are gonna have a problem with that too.
But exactly, but people would also have a problem if I sat up here on camera and said, well, I can much rather see him as a teenage or an adult version of Amadeus Cho. Then people are going to be like, well, that's a stereotype. They're going to say that that's a stereotype.
I get that, but it's like, bro, have you read the comic?
That's what I'm saying. If you say that, then that's when it becomes. I would even basically say that. And you know who I would rather him play, and who I would want to see him play, and who is a dope ass character, bro?
Who
that? Sunfire, bro.
Right. Perfect. That's a lot of people are saying. Why didn't they cast him as Sunfire?
And
or
you got the mutants coming.
Or Sunspot.
Sunfire would be a dope ass character for him to play, because Sunfire is powerful as shit.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
He's damn near almost more powerful than fucking Johnny Storm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So he is powerful as shit. I would love to basically see him do that, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like I think they're doing somebody of his talent as it's a disservice because you're not giving him a space to play around with the character. You know what I mean? Right now, he's probably like, okay, cool. And again, it's not to take away from inclusion, because inclusion is there, but what the fuck? Like literally, just look at how it would be if they change things dramatically look at the conversation. And it's like, yo, they're almost setting themselves up for these type of arguments, because say, for instance, I'm wrong. And say, for instance, that they do choose to go the route of making Silver Surfer a female instead of they actually doing a Nova. That's going to be a conversation, and they're going to be targeted for it. So it's almost like they like having targets on their back.
They like it, bro.
You know what it is? I think they want it's almost like, all right, if we put ourselves in this position, then there's no accountability. Because if you say, oh, you know, if they make Silver Surfer a female, if they do this, then if it's not good, racist, sexist.
Right.
It wasn't bad. You're just sexist. Now we don't have to change. We don't have to do better. We don't have to we don't have to improve. We don't have to work on better writing. All we have to do is just play the politics, blame game and point fingers. And now it has nothing to do with the quality that we're putting out. We get to do identity politics and play blame game. And the fucked up part is there's going to be people who absolutely are sexist, misogynistic, racist, and don't like these choices for that reason.
Right.
And there's going to be people who feel like, nah, it just didn't hit. It didn't work. But at the end of the day, when the movies aren't making the money it used to make because you have different things that are important to you, I mean,
it's like Bob Iger and these guys don't want to move. They're stubborn in the choices that they're making. Iger and Kathleen Kennedy, and and even Feige right now, they're just being stubborn, and they want to keep throwing out these bombs. And it's like, wow, the Marvels. I'm getting people coming at me every day about the Marvels. I didn't like them because I'm not gonna say it was all bad, but I just didn't like the movie because it didn't make sense to me. It was no connection or whatever. I didn't like the fact that they gender swapped Darban, and I getting flack for that. But I'm not low sexist, misogynist, whatever. You feel me? So I just didn't like the movie. Like what the fuck? Like you gonna lock me up because I didn't like the movie? It's not because these girls. I wanted to support the film. Black director. I wanted to see Monica do well. I wanted to see Miss Marvel do well. I still don't. Brie Larson, she's still dry to me when it comes to that character. She's very dry with Captain Marvel. I guess I don't see any feeling behind her playing Captain Marvel. But Monica and Miss Marvel, they killed it. But it's like these things that Disney and all these guys have started with this fan base is just. It's going to break. Well, not going to ever break them, but they're going to lose money in the box office because they're just stubborn. They're stubborn. They want things the way they want things, and it's what it is. We're not paying the checks. We're going to watch the films. You know what I'm saying? So
Also, I think a big part of it is because a lot of people compare the drop off with Marvels to a lot of different things, and a lot of people are confused because the first Captain Marvel made almost $1 billion, but um, they were firing on all cylinders, and Infinity Saga was red
and it
hot,
was
and
connected,
you
and it was
wanted to
connected.
see Captain Marvel, even if you were the biggest sexist, misogynist
Right.
motherfucker in the
You wanted to
world,
see it.
because you didn't
Right.
want to go from Captain Marvel to Infinity War and not know what was going on.
Yeah.
That feeling that you can't miss a Marvel movie because, man, like I got to know what happens next. That feeling is gone for some people. So
Because it hasn't been like
it just
that. There,
hasn't been.
it
So like
hasn't been in. Yeah. Yeah.
they lost that trust with
Yes.
people to just say, all right, man, we're gonna do a movie with the Asian century, but fuck it, they haven't missed yet. Like, all right, cool. Let's see what they cooking up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're doing a movie with Kamala Khan. Like, that's maybe not my cup of tea, but shit, I can't miss this. I need to know what happens so that way I know what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
But
they had it connected.
that's gone now. So now,
Right.
without that feel, like everything is a can't miss because it's some part of some bigger picture. Without that feel, with the self-contained shit that they've been doing, without that feel, then yeah, you're doing movies that are for specific demographics, and if they
Right.
don't go out and support it, then it doesn't
They're
hit. I mean,
racist
there's
and sexist.
170 million women in the world in
Yeah.
America. So
Right.
even if every man in the world was misogynistic, it should have made $1 billion just off of all the women they thought was going to go see it.
Exactly.
You have to
Mhm.
count on more than just the demographic box get checked off to get people to
Mhm.
go see these films. You can't just say, oh, if we make an Asian movie, then all the Asian people in the world are going to go see it, and then we got that money, and then go down the list. Like, you need more than that. Black Panther didn't make $1 billion because black people got to see themselves on film, and that was it. The film was dope too, so you went again.
Film was dope as
You
hell.
went
Yeah.
again and again and again.
Right.
Now, if we all went to go see
And
Black
you had
Panther,
every demographic actually going out there to see it because they loved it.
when
Black
we all
Panther
went to see
had-
Black Panther, we went because it was dope.
It was dope.
And not just because it was black, but if it was a black film but it sucked, we wouldn't have went the second,
Hell
third, and
no.
fourth time.
Nope.
We just would
This
have
is
went the
true.
first time.
This is true. This
So
is true.
it can't just be let's do these things to be progressive. It also has to be fucking good.
Gotta be good.
That's the thing.
Gotta be
That's the
good.
number one argument is
writing
it
gotta
has
hit
to
right.
be, and
Right.
this is what we've been saying. The
Right.
writing is the target.
Right.
The writing is what pushes the button, the needle
Right.
forward. So anyway, moving on real quick because I want to actually go to this here next. We're going to talk about it because man, you surprised me when you said that you actually saw this
man.
trailer. So again, we're talking about the Madam. Now, see, I'll say this much. It looks interesting to me, bro. I said this before. It looks interesting. Now, again, it could be shitty, but so far it looks interesting because you're introducing a concept and a construct, and we just have to see kind of where it goes. So I'm willing. This is Sony, so I really don't have any high expectations. So I'm not going to be let down either way. It's
Yeah.
Sony.
Yeah.
It's sorry to say, but it is Sony, right? So we know that.
Right.
Benny, what did you think about the trailer, bro?
I wanted to. All right, so as you know, like I very, very rarely watch comic book trailers, but
Yep.
usually because I know I'm gonna go see the film. But when it comes to certain franchises or films from Sony or Fox or companies that I don't really have a lot of faith in, I'll watch the trailer because it's like, all right, sell me because I don't know that I really want to see your film. Madam Web, to me, I grew up with old Madam Web. To me, she was always an old lady, and I know in modern times they made a younger version of her, and I think she was even in one of the cartoons too. But it's not to be like that's not my Madam Web, but I don't really have much of a connection to the younger version. I don't know much about her, and I don't really identify her with being like that, that character. And it's a little frustrating that Sony has this thing where they got to take everyone in the whole franchise and make them super young, from Aunt May to Craven to now Madam Web. The trailer looked interesting. I will admit that. I like it's like the Final Destination type shit with other Spider people who aren't Peter. Once again, it's very frustrating watching them continue to make these Spider films without Spider-Man, and I don't know how long that could sustainable. I imagine pretty long, because a lot of people like these movies even without Spider-Man. I don't know why, but they do. And I don't know. There's parts of it I'm sure I like. That the image of Sydney Sweeney in the Spider-Girl suit was pretty cool. I would have preferred Sydney Sweeney to play Black Cat. Like, she has. Let's just keep it family oriented. She has the build for a Black Cat. A lot of people always expected that might have been a perfect casting for her, but I mean, she looks fine in this. It just looks like a really good CW trailer. I mean, it just looks there. I don't know that I'll really be going to the theaters to see this one, but I feel like it has the potential to surprise me and be at least pretty watchable when I finally do see it. So,
wait! We just got some news. While we were just on here just now. Wow, this is breaking. So we did get an official signing, bro.
Who? For Pedro?
No, for Sentry.
So I've seen him working. I've seen him working, and I just knew it. I know this motherfucker too well. That's why I was shaking my head. I was like, "Here we go."
And he's gonna do it.
You know what?
He is gonna do it. You're gonna bring it home.
The void is the room.
Yeah, I gotta get out early tonight, bro. I gotta get some stuff ready for my family.
I feel you, bro. But this we just got an official casting.
Before I go, I want to say Vinny is gonna bring it home. I got all the faith in you, bro. I'm gonna buy my tickets a week before, because I know you can write this Marvel shit, my dude.
I got you. We good.
I got mad faith in you, brother. All right, peace.
All right, Jack.
All right, bro. I'll check you out, man. I'll check you out. But definitely, definitely. But nah, getting back, I just had to do it, isn't it? But nah, here's the thing, bro. Like I said, Sydney Sweeney as I keep forgetting her name.
Dakota, was it Dakota?
No. Sydney Sweeney as the Spider-Woman, but I forget the original, the first Spider-Woman. What is her name?
Jessica Drew?
No, not Jessica Drew. I keep forgetting her name. Everybody out there in the chat, keep me honest, because I forget the girl's name. The original spot. Come on, man. I know. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I'm trying, but
I gotta look it up because
I thought the first one was Jessica.
No, because this is how we got the iteration of the Black Spider-Man, the Black Suit Spider-Man.
Was it Julia?
Julia, yeah, Julia.
Is that who she is?
Yeah, that's who she's playing. Julia.
Okay, Julia. Okay.
Yeah.
Julia Carpenter.
Julia Carpenter. That's who she's basically playing. So she's playing that first version, which would make sense, because of what they're basically doing and how they're going with this particular storyline. So if they're saying that she came before Peter, then it would sort of kind of make sense. But I just have to see where they're going to kind of go with it. Look,
but just think about how stupid that is. Like,
yeah.
All right, so now Spider-Woman, second iteration of Spider-Woman, because before Peter exists in that universe. It's fucking stupid.
It depends if they if they drag her into a universe where Peter is already established,
right?
So again, we know this is a multiversal type of situation. So and who's to say that the iteration that we're getting from this universe is actually this could be from Andrew Garfield's universe. We never know. Right. It's what we have to basically wait. But it looks promising. It looks when I say promising, I say it in the sense of it's something that I want to actually see, and if there's possible growth that can come out of it. So I'm just kind of wait. I'm gonna wait and see. But it looks, I mean, look, from Sony, you know, from a Sony aspect, it definitely looks better than Kraven. You know what I mean? It looks way better than Kraven as far as the premise. And that's you know, not saying much, but still,
all I know is the worst thing that could have happened to Kraven is Spider-Man 2. Because I'm playing this game, watching the Kraven that I would have loved to have seen exactly like how he should be kicking ass in this game, and then they expect us to go watch Wereline. Nah, it ain't happening.
Yeah, but Wereline. Yeah, that's funny.
That's I don't know. Like the Sony Spider-Verse is just very, very frustrating. This is yet another reason why I don't know that I want them to do a live action Miles, bro. Like,
yeah,
I'll just stick to animation and the games because
what if
they get a hold of it?
What if they gave us a live action? Okay, so but what if it's not done by Sony? What if they actually introduce it in the MCU somehow?
I don't think that they would.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they would. The only way that they would, like, I feel like they'd share them. You know what I mean? But I don't think it would be something that they'd let Marvel Studios control and just, you know, debut. I don't even think they'd let them debut in MCU. I think that they would, you know, lend them. But I think it'd be like Homecoming, where they would have to. Well, he was in Civil War first. I'll give you that. But I don't know. I feel like
like a wait and see type of situation. We just gotta wait and see how it's gonna pan out. Man, I get it.
It's tough too because this suit was based. It was like a homage to the black suit from that Pete had when she did it. So I don't know, like where do you get this idea without the inspiration of Venom and the black suit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, again, depending on the iteration that they actually choose, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's definitely a wait and see type of scenario for me. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm completely all the way in, but you know, we'll see. I like I said, I try to be as optimistic as possible and give anybody a chance just to see how they portray it on camera and if it'll be all right. But we'll see. Moving on, last topic of the night is going to be this. Thor 5. We did get an announcement that they are basically pushing ahead with Thor 5, but it won't be directed by Taika Waititi. Your thoughts on that, Vinny?
Moment of silence. Okay, we're good. So that was enough. I don't know. Like, I feel, you know what's fucked up? I kind of feel bad for him. Like, I feel like, you know, like how on a football team you got that dirty player and the coach says, go take out his legs. And then he takes out his legs and the coach is like, what the fuck you do that for?
Yeah.
He benches him. Like, you told, you know what I mean? Like, you told me go be me more. Yeah. And I feel like that's what Marvel did with Taika.
Yeah.
I feel like Ragnarok was a big financial hit for him. It was a big critical hit for them. And a part of what made the film work is whether, you know, no matter how you feel about it, there's no denying that part of what turned that franchise around was making it a little bit lighter and more family friendly and accessible and adding in jokes. But I feel like, though it was too many jokes for some people, there was a balance in that film and there was serious moments and it was a lot of action.
No, Ragnarok was well balanced, bro.
I feel like there was a lot of balance in there. And there's a lot of people who feel like there was still too much comedy, but I felt like it was a great amount of balance. And some of the jokes were like a little too much, but just a couple, you know, just a few of the jokes were too much. For the most part, it was like a great balance of, you know, action, comedy, and drama.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like they said, oh, what made that film make money was the jokes. not the balance, not the drama, not the action. So let's go full tilt on the comedy. Like I feel like they just like they needed him like, okay, hey, there's 2 minutes here without a joke. I want a joke every beat. And then either they said to do it or they didn't stop him when he did do it. Either way,
bro, it was
either
like
way.
True. It was like, remember Boomerang, and I always basically equate this to Boomerang. When Eddie Murphy was on the outs with Robin Givens' character, when Marcus was on the outs with her character, and he told the one boy, like, you know, dude was like, yo, I'm about to go in here and shoot this commercial. Like, what would you like? He was like, yo, you just go ahead and do it. And he's like, you the man, just do. It's like they just unleashed the beast and let Taika be Taika. You know what I mean? And again, it's not to say that he's not a really good director, because he is. He's a good writer. It's just that some writers are good for some things and some directors are good for some things, but they're not good for everything. And I think that by them not just kind of keeping him kind of tamed, that's what hurt. Now you have it to whereas they're going to come back, give us a totally different iteration. You even had Chris Hemsworth saying that he felt as though that the character kind of lost his mind a bit and he needs to be reared back in. But I'm like, yo, where were you when this process was happening? Why didn't you see it then and say, hey, don't you think we should kind of tone it down a bit? He didn't say that then.
He's doing a lot. He did a lot of backpedaling after, after the way 4 was received, because we've talked about it before. He was super like, I love that it's funny now, and it's like that's more that's more me. I get to like be more natural, and I didn't like when I had to be so serious. So I love that it's more lighthearted now. And then once it bombed, then it was just like, why are they making it so lighthearted? Why am I always telling jokes? It's like, motherfucker, you just was saying how much you love telling jokes all the time. So I feel like he's kind of is reading the room, and and saying like, all right, damn, y'all didn't want it that serious. So let me, play ball and man, it's gonna be tough because you have now you have a lot of people who are going to be expecting a comment. Like a lot of people aren't up on fucking director news reading everything. So you got families who, if they go back to Dark, then you got families who might be going with their kids to go see a movie and expecting a lot of jokes, and it's like, wait, now we're serious again. Like, it's kind of all over the place. It's kind of messy. I'm nervous about it because it's it's such a great character, so easy to do right, but it's so easy to fuck up too. It's just like it's a very polarizing issue with this because he's so, and it's frustrating too because like Chris is one of the only guys who are like, man, everybody else is tired of Marvel, wants to do other shit, and Chris Hemsworth was just like, man,
yo, I'll play this for the rest of my life.
Like, it's like, as long as y'all want me, I'll be here.
Yeah,
and everybody else is just like, what else can I do? Like, I'm tired of doing comic movies. He's cool with it. He loves them.
Yeah,
so
he likes playing a role.
Give him something better. Give him something better.
Give him something that's worth it in media, and for him to basically play the role to the best of his ability, bro.
Yeah.
There's giving the balance is basically needed, and give us that potential back. Give us the potential of Thor back, the meaning of Thor back, and I think that's what we all want, bro.
And ramp his ass up, like you now have his brother on godlike status, and he should be too. He should be. You know what I mean? So I'm tired of everybody like. He's being nerfed by the comedy instead of just being able to be OP. And then also I feel like it's super important to start, you got to make his villains stronger. Don't make him weaker. He has such an amazingly powerful roast gallery. Bring in Magog or somebody like that and just have him
bring in Magog, bro. Yeah,
bro, that would be so dope. Like that's what I would do, and just let him like go like be Thor. Shit, just go be Thor. So it's tough. I want them to. I love this franchise because when it's good, it's fucking good. So I want them to get it right. I want them to keep get back on track and just do better because all of us want this franchise to just keep going with him with better films and just have Love and Thunder be, a blip.
Yeah, that's it. That's just the way I see it, bro. I mean, listen, love Taika Waititi in some projects. I love what he did with Ragnarok, but I just think that they just let it do too much, and so he's just not the person for it right now. And I do want to see Thor, and I think Thor is needed. These characters are basically essential to these projects, and they're needed. So it's just one of the things that we just have to basically, old King Thor. I mean, you can definitely do that.
My dream project would be a Robert Eggers Thor. If anyone's ever seen Northman, just imagine Northman, but with Thor in it.
Yeah, that would be.
I'll never get that, but that's my dream project.
Yeah, that tone we already know would be, a bit too,
it'd be way too mature adult for Disney, but I think it'd be just phenomenal. But
definitely.
It is what it is. No more party Thor, please.
No more party Thor. We don't want that. Definitely don't. Anyway, guys, it's been a blast. We had such a good time tonight having this conversation. Definitely thank you, everybody out there, for coming through and being with us. We will be back here next Monday, same time, to go over something new. We'll get some more news, have a new artist of the week. So definitely thank you for being here. V, what you got going on, man?
I'm planning to do more Spider-Man 2 game and try to get through that. I have some more art projects coming up. I have a Loki I'm working on, some other stuff, and just easing into Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving out there to everybody. So looking forward to Turkey Day and all that, and spending some time with the family. Always a good time. Man, back here we'll be talking more news. Now that the actor strike is over, Hollywood news is. The chain is back rolling again. Like the pipeline is flowing again. So there's constant news all the time. And we still got to talk about Invincible. So we'll be talking about that soon for those of you guys waiting to hear us talk
we'll
about Invincible.
Basically have an Invincible show next Monday. So stay tuned for that, because again, I'm getting caught up on the episodes myself and would probably watch a few more tonight. Actually, this last episode, I'm gonna probably watch tonight.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that, everybody. We will be having this conversation again about Invincibles, because like I said, that is on the docket to talk about. The main thing I wanted to talk about, because this series so far, definitely has been fire. So I can't wait to talk about it again. We got Say What Wednesday, so tune in for that. We have I don't know when we're going to be doing Uncivilized. I got to kind of watch and wait and see what we're going to hear back from Mario and everybody else. We do basically have Collectors Lounge on Sunday, also Figure Flex Friday, so definitely make sure you come through for that. But thank you for all being here. Such a good time. Good having you here. I'm going to take my ass to bed because I'm sick still and I'm tired, but had to come through for the crew. So again, we will see you next week. Same time, same channel. We are out. Peace, love, and all the good stuff. Thank you for being here. Let's go.